Hey, this is Diana, the Midnight Rose. Long time no see. It's been a very long few weeks. Life has been crazy, both good and bad. Um, and I think that's kind of the overall message I'm not seeing for myself, but for others, that no matter how difficult things get, that we continue to push forward. And sometimes the challenges we get are the very things that push us forward. This past week, I had one of the worst weeks I've had in a while. I was approved for the second year for an astrology scholarship for a big conference, and she had given a coupon code to the scholarship people that expired way back in March. And I was so giddy, I forgot about registering using the code. And the week before, I hadn't heard anything. I went back through my emails. I saw this. I was like, oh no, it's expired. Please help. And basically, she stripped me of the scholarship, which astrology is my big thing. Then someone I look up to with tarot, I thought they were calling me out for something, which as it turned out, they weren't. But then she started making personal attacks, which is like, wow. And then the continuing saga of my HUD landlady, who has been patronizing. And I did confirm that she flat out lied to us about regulations. I had to get rid of a bunch of stuff to comply. You know, the person who lost everything and is trying to get back on her feet. But anyway, it's been a week. But with all these things going on and the extreme disappointment about the conference, that really, really hurt. I decided to channel that energy into my book, had huge breakthroughs. Now I am actively writing and moving forward. I'm in halfway through section 1 of 3. It's moving along. It's about Mars. Let's just say that, because I am heavily influenced by malefics. So I'm rambling a little bit, but it's been a pretty hellish couple of weeks, but I'm using that frustration to help me move forward and try to get back on track here. I really stumbled here. I was being so consistent, but so. And I have a new setup. I've changed things around, so I'm testing my new setup. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's get to it. So, for the collective. And as always, with these collective readings, if you are, as I've heard some people put it, trying too hard to force the situation to reflect what you're going through at the moment, just take what resonates with you and leave behind what doesn't. And I can already see a little flaw here. Adjusting the camera a little bit. Okay. Okay. And hopefully nobody will walk by and be loud, because this HUD apartment complex seems to think the area right in front of my living room is everyone's personal front yard. So they like to bring kids right in front of my living room to play, to be loud, to do their drug deals in front of my living room. It's a great place to live in this neighborhood. But no, I'm not bitter. Anyway, moving on. Clear, just trying to clear hair, let go of a lot of crap that's been going on. It is Mars Day, though. And Mars is notorious. It's Tuesday, it's Mars Day. Mars is notorious for bringing us challenges with a purpose, usually. Love you, Mars. Mars and Saturn, I have an interesting relationship with them. So, what does the collective need to know right now? What message do they need right now? And if anybody knows the name of this tarot deck, I keep forgetting what it's called because I love it. And I love the small version that's good for my small hands. And they're just beautiful cards. And I have 3 cards to start. 1, 2, yeesh. Everyone just slop all over the table. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay. 5 of Cups. Yeah. King of Cups. Interesting. And the 2 of Pentacles reversed. Oh boy. Okay. So 5s, first of all, it's like you're leaving, the 4s are stability. 4 corners of, it could be of the house, something like that. When you leave that and kind of step into the unknown, and with the 5 of any suit, it's going to make things unbalanced. And with the 5 of Cups, emotions may be unbalanced, and probably are. The King of Cups is Mastery of Cups. And the fact that it's in the center, it makes me think that maybe the lesson here is learning to master your emotions. That's what you need to do. And the 2 of Pentacles tells me that things, and with its reversal, that things are more unbalanced, because upright, it's about balancing things. So things are out of balance. And you are probably saying, no shit. No kidding. So let's do a few more cards here to clarify this situation a little bit. So someone has just been really hiding from the world. They're just really wallowing in their emotions a little too much. Sometimes we like to feel bad for the sake of feeling bad. We kind of indulge ourselves a little bit. And I think most people have kind of done this at some point. If you do feel bad, but you kind of make it worse, you just really dig into it, And I think that's what's happening here, what could be happening here. But let's do 2 more cards to clarify. 1. Oh, okay. Boy, is this ever a call for balance? I mean, literally, justice, the scales, balancing, learning to balance. And justice, the scale, traditionally ruled by Libra, which is a Venus sign. 2 of Wands. Once again, balance, being on the threshold of something, but being afraid to move forward. So what this would imply in context is that you are letting your emotions stop you from moving forward in something. That something could be a project, it could be a relationship. It's different for everybody, but letting your emotions get in the way and learning to master them with the King of Cups is the key here. So I am actually going to use my dice, put my little Venus stone up there. I have a Venus Exalted, so I do use Venus a lot. Okay, no, that's Mercury. For a minute, I thought it was Venus, because Mercury and Venus look almost the same. Just that Mercury has that little half circle, that little arch at the top. So we've got Mercury in Aquarius in the 12th. The 12th often it involves things that are hidden. We actually call it the house of hidden enemies, but it can also be being alone, either by choice or not by choice, either way. So I think someone in this reading is spending maybe too much time focusing too much. Oh God, this is me. This could be me focusing on communicating through technology, Aquarius technology, and Mercury, of course, communication. And they are isolating themselves, 12th house, by playing on the computer too much. Oh my God. This is not just the collective, but yeah, let me get someone a little closer. All right, I get it. I understand. So you're all in your emotions. There's a great motivational video called Unbroken Motivational. You can look it up on the internet. That has gotten me through a lot of tough times. And one of the things it talks about is you're all in your emotions. You're letting your emotions control you. And you have to stop doing that. You have to stop letting your emotions hold you back. You can't just plan things that you want to do forever. You got to get out and do them. And there's a balance between being too impulsive and being too afraid. And you've got to find that balance. Learn to master your emotions. Because there's something that's depressing you here. Something you've been thinking about that feels like it's drawing you into a hole and keeping you unbalanced. But you have to learn to master those emotions. So now this deck, this is an oracle deck. I have not, quite honestly, I have not really played with this. So we'll just see what comes up. I think we need a card from here. So what action can the collective take to get beyond this emotional turbulence and truly master their emotions so they can move forward? Doable. The key is within your grasp. And by the way, in astrology, the key is Chiron, the wounded healer. But this card, doable. The key is within your grasp. Okay, thanks. But can you just, give us a little more? How do we grasp it? Sometimes the cards are just not concrete enough. Let's draw one more because it's in our grasp. So how do we grasp it? What do we need to do to grasp it? Pause in your journey. Okay. So it looks like you're trying to move ahead too quickly. You need to stop, regroup to make sure you know what you want to accomplish it first. Before you can even plan how to accomplish it, you've got to know what you want to accomplish. So pausing the journey, ask yourself, what is it I really want to get out of this? Then, how can I approach it? And look at your emotions. Are they really, well, not, I shouldn't say, are they really justified? Because when we're hurt or something hasn't worked out, it's justified. But sometimes we let it get to us too much. And I think that's the collective message here. But there are some people who are letting things get to them a little too much. And you need to pause in your journey, regroup, rethink, then act. Because if you can master your emotions and you can move forward and you stop and you think about what it is you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to move forward on. Let's see what happens. What's the outcome? King of Wands, which actually this is a queen here. I think there's a king, a traditional king in this deck too, but I don't know. They're out of order. King of Wands, mastery, initiative, moving forward, being creative. So if it's a relationship that you're wanting to move forward on, someone who is a master, who is powerful, that you look up to. But most likely, this is more of a situation about a project, particularly with when wands are involved. A lot of times it's a creative project. So it's time to master your emotions. And in fact, you could even channel them into some project if it's an artistic project. And that is a positive, healthy way to deal with them. One of the biggest overarching themes of what I write about is taking the bad things that happen to you, the things that are difficult and challenging, and turning them into something positive. So if you take some emotions that you're having a hard time dealing with and channel them into something creative, a project, that's a good way and a positive way to deal with it that can be very rewarding and bring something really profound, something that could even possibly help others. So you need to stop dwelling on the difficulties of the past. We can't control some things, we can only control how we react to them. So instead of just sitting around waiting, thinking about things instead of getting done, we do want to, after we regroup and rethink things, we do want to move forward. This is just a temporary pause. And sometimes we do need to do that. So let's do one more overall card. Knight of Pentacles. Once you have mastered your emotions, once you've drawn up a game plan that's not based on your emotions, it's something that you've put emotions aside and drawn up logically, subjectively, without letting emotions influence you too much. Once you do that, you're going to move forward really fast. And this is probably a project that is going to bring possibly material benefits when we're talking about the pentacles here, or becoming more grounded. And especially when we're talking about having been through some emotional turmoil, becoming more grounded. So also it could be better mental health. All right. All right. I'm laughing because this reading also actually applies to me right now. Last week I was so emotional and so angry. Angry at someone for stripping me my scholarship, angry at my landlady for being so patronizing and for lying to us. So I get caught up in my emotions too. It's not just whoever this collective is that's involved with this. I certainly do it too. And I have this last week. So this is also a message to me to put down the damn cards and get writing. But with a good game plan. And in fact, I was talking about having breakthroughs with writing. My last breakthrough where I was like, I finally got it, was at 3 a.m. I was laying in bed, you know, that little space where you're kind of about to fall asleep, but not yet. We would call that a liminal space between two stages, between two worlds, between being awake and being asleep, between whatever. And that is often where your inspiration, where your best ideas come from. So that might be something to think about. You know, when you're lying in bed, you're about to fall asleep, maybe you're meditating, something where you're in that in-between space. And maybe some ideas will come to you about whatever project it is that you're working on. And you'll be able to move forward. And also about how to deal or to let go of some of the emotional difficulties you've been going through. So, all right. I think I've rambled enough, God knows, at the beginning. As always, I want to get into more astrology, but it takes more time to prepare things. We've got big transits happening with the outer planets. That's big. Saturn just went into Aries. That deserves a whole video. We've got Uranus going into Gemini pretty soon. So, all right, but for now, I'm taking a pause to regroup and trying to get my emotions balanced and mastered. Pause in my journey. I've had a pause in my journey. All right. So I will try to be a little more consistent, at least with the tarot cards, and work on the astrology approach. One of the things I have been working on that got me sidetracked was my website, themidnightrose.com, and it's got astrological magic. I am also offering student discounted astrology readings to get more practice. 25 readings for $25. Once I book the 25 readings, the price is going to go up. So, and if you've done professional or had professional astrology readings, you know that's really cheap. The camera's a little off kilter here. I've got to do a little more adjusting. That's what I get for rearranging things. So I will see you soon in the next video. If there are particular astrological topics you want to go into, let me know. Particular cards in tarot you want to go into. Things like that where I can do more not divination type videos, but discussing some of the things behind tarot and astrology. And also I'm wanting to start incorporating more esoteric topics. So, all right, this is it. I will see you guys in the next video. I swear to you. All right, thank you so much for your patience and for whoever came here for sticking with me. All right, bye-bye.